Tonight on eFIXX, I saw the legs off a chair, Gary learns the art of multitasking, and Joe discovers what's new in the proposed amendment to BS7671. So stay tuned for tonight's eFIXX.
Hello and welcome. It's Tuesday though, Gordon, and we go live on Thursday. Explain.
Well, this is the start of an eFIXX live feed week, because we dropped the word lockdown, and then just as we started dropping the word lockdown, we decided, well, we might be back in lockdown or semi-lockdown.
So semi-lockdown live feed event. So you're already confused. You're thinking, do I need to watch this? Yes, you do. Because what does it mean in a live feed week to people watching?
It means we give away tons of stuff and lots of tools and other bits and pieces, gadgets. And yeah, I guess we'll come on to that later on. So,
Ooh, a little sneaky preview there. Don't panic if you just saw the cutaway shot there and you thought to yourself, there wasn't many things to give away. Actually, we've got multiple numbers of each of the prizes to give away. But as always, we need a safe word, Gordon, in case we have a massive technical issue, and we'd like you to write the safe word followed by the technical issue. So what's our safe word this evening?
Tonight's safe word is Craig Gifford. Craig
Gifford is a massive fan of our live feed events. He came, I think, to 3 or 4 when we were touring the UK pre-pandemic. And obviously since then, he's also won prizes that we've given away on our 2 previous lockdown live feeds. And this is a semi-lockdown live feed event that we're starting off tonight. So stay tuned, because we will tell you the parameters in order that you can win some of the great prizes. And we've got lots of those great prizes to give away. So stay tuned tonight and we will let you into how you can do them. And we'll be giving away some this evening, won't we?
We will, yes.
Well, fingers crossed we will be giving away some this evening. We always like to start off, don't we, with news or rumours. What do you like to call it?
Well, this week normally it is rumours, because we don't do much fact checking. So this week there's been some developments which we thought we'd have to do proper news. So therefore we thought, well, we're going to have to hand it over to someone who's far more professional than us. So that is the one and only Joe Robinson.
So for the first time added to our live feed event and to us going live on YouTube, we're going to cut away to Joe in the newsroom.
The electrical community holds its breath in anticipation as the IET release Amendment 2 of BS7671 for public comment. Arc fault detection devices will change from being recommended to being required on many circuits. Benefits are slashed as the allowance for risk assessment to emit RCDs from certain domestic socket outlets is removed. Concrete embedded foundation earth electrodes, or soil embedded ring earth electrodes, to be installed on new premises built on foundations as standard. A whole new part of the regulations is added, imaginatively labelled as Part 8. It has people asking, what is a prosumer anyway? Is that like a professional consumer or something? I'm Joe Robinson. This is the eFIXX News at Penn. Good evening. This week the IET released Amendment 2 for public comment. It can be accessed via the BSI website via a free account. Arc fault detection devices have been making themselves increasingly apparent to the electrical industry since 2018 with the introduction to BS7671 as a recommendation for certain circuits. However, the proposed second amendment makes it clear that this will be a requirement for single-phase AC final circuits supplying socket outlets and fixed current using equipment with a rated current not exceeding 32 amps should the proposals be enacted. There may, however, be some notable exceptions, including lighting circuits in dwellings, meaning we may well still be able to afford electrical installations in our homes. In addition to this increased level of protection, further steps have been taken to prevent installers not providing RCD protection. Under the current regulations, a socket outlet not exceeding 32 amps must have RCD provided unless a documented risk assessment proves it is unnecessary to provide such protection. This allowance has been removed from the proposed Amendment 2, meaning that all such socket outlets will now have RCD protection under the new guidelines. In a shock move to reduce shocks, a major new overhaul has been proposed to earthing arrangements on new premises built on foundations. We can only assume that this won't apply to houses built on stilts. This new arrangement is known as foundation earth electrodes, which means something along the lines of embedding metal electrodes in the concrete foundation of the building and using that as an earth connection. This is acceptable under guidelines laid out in a brand new annex, namely A542, and it may even be possible to use the metal reinforcing of the concrete itself as long as certain requirements are met, such as welding different sections together as opposed to wire wrapping. However, certain circumstances, such as the use of damp-proof membranes or thermal insulation, will preclude this option, meaning the second option of a soil-embedded ring earth electrode would be needed instead. This could mean the burying of earth electrodes around the property away from the foundation to provide a suitable connection to earth. We'll bring you more on this story once we have the first clue how this would be carried out. And a whole new part of the regulations has been proposed. Coming right after Part 7 as it does in the regulations, it has been decided to call it Part 8. Part 8 refers to functional requirements, and the first proposed chapter is Chapter 82, which deals with information regarding the prosumer. Many people on hearing this expression for the first time don't understand what it means, so we can reveal tonight that it is laid out in an updated version of the definitions in BS7671 as an entity or party which can both be a producer and a consumer of electrical energy. That sounds like my kind of party. Part 8 will lay out regulations relating to how installations that generate and/or store electricity will operate and interact with the grid safely, including protection against overcurrent, short-circuit protection and transient overvoltages. Obviously this is a breaking story and has a long way to go before the Second Amendment is issued for application, but make sure you have your say by heading to the BSI website, creating a free account and making any comments you feel are appropriate to the development of the Second Amendment to the 18th edition. Leave it till after December the 11th and your voice won't be heard. We'll keep you updated as the story unfolds. And finally, in lighter news, the JCC V50 is now even more compact and will fit into a ceiling void a mere 50mm deep. Sorry, that should have been in lighting news, not lighter news. I've been Joe Robinson, and this has been the eFIXX News at Penn. Good night.
Wow, where do we start, Gordon?
Well, I don't know, Gary, the regulations have come a long way since you started on the 10th edition. So, yeah, I mean, wow. That's a
lot to absorb there. So we're just gonna give our thoughts on little bits of this as we go. Thank you to Joe for giving us such a detailed insight into Amendment 2, which is open to public draft as of today. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday, wasn't it? So,
until December.
Yeah, till December. And when will it come into fruition?
Oh, 2022.
Okay, so no panicking just yet. But where do you want to start? Do you want to start with foundation earthing?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah. Well, yeah. So you're more versed in this, Gary. They've had a couple of crack attempts to get this in.
Yes, they have. So I think when the 18th edition was first introduced, they put in foundation earthing was muted at that stage, along with driving an earth electrode in at the origin of your installation where you were a TNCS earthing arrangement, I think. Or was that effect if you installed a new circuit or it was a new installation, and then we were all worried about hammering earth electrodes in and hitting the gas or the water, and it sort of got kicked to the curb, but doesn't look as if it's been kicked to the curb for too long, Gordon.
No, but I mean, they already do this in Germany, Italy, lots of the rest across Europe. So yeah, we're lagging a little bit. So it's time to throw away the 4 foot earth rod, the 4 foot skinny earth rod, and we're going to have to do some serious earthing really. But you can see the problem, all this pen fault protection, stuff like that. Yeah.
And you're sitting on a massive earth electrode if you've got all that metalwork buried in the foundation of your building, and if you can get onto that and make a reliable connection, maybe that's where we're going next. So something to think about in the coming months as we prepare. Obviously all those new builds going in now won't be affected, but we're going to be looking at that as a possibility. But remember, it was muted last time and didn't get into the 18th. Amendment 1 was so small. Amendment 2 is obviously a big change to the regulations. And with big change comes big controversy in a little space, I would suggest, Gordon, when we're talking about these.
Depends on the manufacturer, Gary. So you've got a single module AFDD there. Obviously, the manufacturers who are already sorted with that will be delighted to hear that they're trying to force it through for circuits up to 32 amps.
And you can hear those people from here all cheering in the streets, but there's a lot of people crying in the streets as well, isn't there, Gordon?
Yeah, so some manufacturers don't have AFDDs. Some of the ones still on 3 modules. You need a consumer unit the size of a small suitcase or wardrobe to fit them in. Yeah, that's the big change, and it's an expensive one as well.
Yeah, it is. However, we only need to look to our friends in North America, where about 20 years ago, AFDDs were introduced, and they're now at the stage where domestically I think they're on pretty much everything, and they both serial and parallel arc, so we didn't have to go through that pain. Obviously the original ones only had one of the functions, and then the latter ones then had both serial and parallel arc protection, and now they're pretty much on every circuit. So we're probably 20 years behind America is what we're saying.
Yeah, and people have said, okay, yes, it is going to cost more money, but you know, people always say, you know, I think look at the plumbing world, how much boilers and all that space age tanks that go with that, and just to jack up the price on an installation with there. So it could be good. We don't know. Obviously there'll be.
Well, it could be good from the point of view that your circuit breaker will offer overcurrent protection. It will offer short circuit protection. It will offer, if it's obviously for an RCD, it will offer earth leakage protection. We'll mention RCDs again in a minute, and it'll obviously offer serial and parallel arc protection for obviously for fires and things like that. That's a giant leap forward in protecting your circuits.
It comes with a flashing LED, Gary.
And of course it comes with a flashing LED, which makes it
imagine
great.
opening up those fuse boxes, circuit breakers, rows of flashing LEDs going in sequence. Oh, yeah, charge more just for that.
Looked like the front of Kit back in the day, eh, when you were watching him, yeah? Okay, yeah. So that's been pushed forward. Again, we know it's in the 18th edition as a recommendation, but obviously we ignore recommendations. I think personally, and let's go for the rumour part of this, it might not get in this time, but I'll be proved wrong in 2022, so make sure you come back at me. It's probably going to be that 19th edition. I'd imagine they'll rubber stamp it in on some sort of circuits there at that stage. And I think it was up to circuits up to 32 amps, is that right?
Yeah.
So in domestic dwellings in America, it's pretty much on every circuit. I know they use slightly different ampere ratings, especially for socket outlets, etc. So they're all in on all circuits. And we're moving towards that then, Gordon. Also talked about perhaps the RCD protection for sockets up to 32 amps. Do you want to refresh us on that?
Well, yeah, they can't do a risk assessment anymore. That's gone. So
yeah, so they're going to try and... So it makes it easier for us. If a socket outlet is rated up to and including 32 amps, it needs an RCD. Okay, there you go. Easy. So that's a little bit easier for us. I personally would like a little bit more details maybe on surge protection, things like that, and we'll catch up with Joe at some other point as he starts picking his way through some of these possible changes for Amendment 2 as the public consultation goes. As always, you can have your say, can't you? So go on, register yourself and have your say. There'll be plenty of forums out there chipping in. Yeah,
and if you don't want to have your say directly, then ask Joe and he'll make it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe would like any technical questions. Maybe you want a detailed look at, I don't know, foundation earthing or something like that. Yeah, we've got videos on the channel about AFDDs. So we've taken one apart. So you want to see what's inside an AFDD, go and check that out. And we've also looked at the board by WFIXX and related that back to North America and their regulations as well. So that's there. Anything else you want to bring up on Amendment 2?
No, we'll say we'll all come out. I'm sure those, people will be pouring over it. We didn't pour it. We passed it to Joe and he did a great job there.
Yeah, so, absolutely. He spent all day doing that.
Yeah, so we'll wait for Joe to tell us some of the things we didn't know.
Yeah. Don't forget, at some point during this show, we're going to tell you all about the prizes that you can win. Let's just have another little sneaky peek at the cabinets. Ooh, it's just glancing in there. I look like I've got a lot of lube to give away, so I'm looking for people who want lube. Okay, so come back. So the live feed event is up and running. We'll tell you what you need to do later on today to get yourself in the running for 3 fantastic prizes this evening, and we expect them to be given away tonight as well. So is that your Amendment 2 finished? Are you
That's
happy with
Amendment 2, yeah.
Massive thanks for Joe for doing the news. I think we all enjoyed that, didn't we, earlier on today? Brilliant. So well done, Joe. Thank you very much. Yeah. Anything difficult goes to Joe. Anything difficult goes to me. I put my glasses on. I'm like Batfink. Put the wings up. The glasses go on. See if I can bounce it all off me. So we've got another segment. I notice your T-shirt doesn't look the same as mine, and I'd just like to say mine looks remarkably snazzy.
Oh, okay. The new shirt.
Yeah,
I'm still on the old one.
Yeah, well, are you on an old one, or is it a new one, an old new one?
Well, you know me, I like a bit of joinery at the weekend.
Yeah, so yes, joinery at the weekend. That's a good point, because Joinery Workshop seemed to have leaped forward. I left you on Friday. I came back on Monday and Joinery Workshop seemed to have appeared.
Yeah, it was a whole set for a whole lot of videos we're working on that may or may not be carpentry related.
Okay, so
electrical bias.
I think it's time to have a look. You'll see in the background Joinery Workshop, so make sure you have a good look at that because that's popped up this weekend. But let's have a look at what one of your early wood crafting videos is looking like. So let's go and see what Gordon's up to in Joinery Workshop. So let's find out what's going on in Joinery Workshop with our tame carpenter. Hello mate, how you doing?
Oh, too bad, Gary. Got quite a bit on today. Just shortening the chair for a special purpose that your electricians can use over there.
Okay, good. Let's see him in action then. Been waiting for a long while. WFIXX is well underway. I noticed you've built a little shelter with some footage of that coming up really soon. Okay, so remember it's got all the teeth. You can use them all, not just the bits in the middle. Yeah, long strokes. Wow. Yeah.
None of these power tools.
No, I don't need a power tool. No one needs a power tool. Let's have a look then.
There you go, you can have that.
Oh yeah, lovely.
I'll rip it.
Are they designed not to be flat or square?
Well, it's for off-roading really, off-road chairs these guys. So.
Yeah, better than your leg, I bet, isn't it? Look at that one. Hey, it's an old leg, isn't it? It's an old leg. So you're shortening this chair down. So we're going to see what you're shortening this chair down to at some point, aren't we?
This is a top tip.
Top tip. We like top tips at eFIXX. Oh, sorry, apologise.
Yes.
WFIXX.
None of this elastic trickery over here, Gary.
Okay. I must admit, I'm really impressed with your new workshop.
Oh,
really good, yeah. Joinery Workshop.
Knock this up at a weekend.
Fantastic. So, yeah, brilliant. Absolutely love that. So
obviously, the floor's not level.
Obviously,
floor's not there. So, yeah, well, I'll show you where we can use this.
Let's do that then. So, what we're doing now then?
Well, this is a top tip, Gary. I used to make one of these back in the day when I was working in factories on panels low down. That's just what you want. Keep your backside off the floor.
So you get in there and do the work.
Yeah, that's it. So just the right height for working on distribution, especially if you're in a small cupboard under the stairs or something like that.
Saves that bending, doesn't it, all day long?
Yeah. I mean,
just think of sitting on that chair.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's got some other uses. I'll find you another one if you want.
Let's go and have a look. Bit of plant maintenance, is it, Gordon?
It's ideal, Gary. Yet another use for this handy chair. You know, plant maintenance. We'll be low down and just putting something back together. Great idea. This even works outside. Yeah, so this is where this innovation comes into its own, Gary. When you're outside, the weather's starting to turn a bit nasty. The last thing you want when you're working on something like a street lighting column is a damp backside.
Or wet knees. Just totally
tragic.
There can't be another solution to this, so I think you've got the ideal product.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gary, I'll take you back to the workshop and we'll explore some of the reasoning I came to this innovation.
Let's do it. Come on. Okay. Fascinating look at the first joinery workshop. Somebody's gone on there and said the new Yankee workshop, and if I'm right in believing, I think my dad was a massive fan of that. The guy used to have what was called a biscuit maker. They were thin pieces of wood to join it together.
Join your biscuit, yeah.
And then he was always routering something, and my dad was in America and he bought both a biscuit maker he never used and a router because he was obsessed with, it might have been Norm, someone like that it was. If you know about the new Yankee workshop, if I've got it right, I've got the wrong one. My dad was a massive fan of something like that on the whatever channel on Sky in the early days. So you've managed to create a short story. So let's start off with the price. What was the original price of this?
Well, it was £20, but I was recreating something I had back in the day when I used to do a lot of panel work, and these panels were always near the floor, and there was chemicals all over the floor, and yeah, once melted the backside out of my overalls. Okay. So that was my solution. Okay,
so your solution was to take a perfectly good chair at 20 notes,
yeah,
and chop all four legs off it.
That's the floor that's not level, Gary.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, you know the water runs out of the unit that way. That's the...
You seem to, and let's get hand cam, and this hand cam normally goes a bit slow, everyone says. Let's put hand cam on. You seem to have named it as well. What have you called your chair?
It's the Sparse 2000. Not many of them around.
Okay, Sparse. There's not many of these chairs left. Well, most of them got shorter legs than they had at the start. Flick it over for me. Let's see some of this joinery workshop.
Oh, I mean, look at that. Yeah. You can still see the die coming off the blade of the saw. It's that new, even though someone did say you'd cut the end, cut tip. So.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, brilliant.
So, but you found an alternative. I've noticed sneaking.
Alternative to what? No, you come to mention it. I think I had an alternative, didn't I? TLC, okay, the triscopic chairs. And you can change the height, so as long as you get it right, and then a little shorter one then. So fantastic. So I think if I put that next to yours.
You can change the height of mine.
Yeah. Well, screwing the legs back on. Okay, I can have it at full height, and then I can obviously work it down. That's a different height again. Like so.
Yeah. So someone said this could be a rocking chair for you in your old age.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't. Okay, so there we go. So these are great. Okay, so if you're really lucky, we might be sending a few of these out, aren't these prizes? TLC have kindly given us some of these to give away.
Yeah.
And I think they're cheaper than the one you butchered to death with your saw.
Yeah, but I've got some firewood now as well.
Yeah, you have 4 legs of firewood. So these are these telescopic, is it telescopic? We've got the right word there? Telescopic chairs from TLC.
Yeah.
I don't like to ever mention price, but they are cheaper than what you did to that chair. So, yeah.
No, that's priceless, Gary.
Yeah, it is now. Yeah, absolutely priceless. No one's going to have that at all, are they?
Yeah. No, what I like about TLC, there's a section on the TLC website, the new stuff.
Right.
That's where you find stuff like this loitering. There's always something to bring in that's just a little bit different. So yeah, it's like anyone of a certain age might remember when the RS catalogue used to turn up. The print version, there was always a section in it. No, you didn't.
Magazines?
You just used to buy wires
magazines?
and boxes.
You go online, don't you? What's a magazine? Magazine goes into something like, I don't know, the CrimpFox.
CrimpFox.
Which we're giving away during this lockdown live feed, semi-lockdown live feed event, which you're currently tuning into at the moment. So we've got some of those to give away. So there's a little sneaky preview.
But you came in, didn't you? You've ever since you went down to visit Dan at DJE Electrical in Portsmouth, you've discovered cleaning up.
Yeah.
It's a revelation. I even bought Gary a new broom.
And that new broom requires multitasking, I would suggest, in order to use it. So yes, I've been walking around the workshop, all them wood shavings from all that work you've been doing at the weekends. Yes, I would suggest that I've been working with wood, yeah, and I've been sweeping it up as well. So
thanks Dan for that. It's been a revelation.
And again, Dan from DJE Electrical Services videos on the channel, and we're looking for other electricians to get out to see different things as we're working our way through the calendar year. We understand it's going to be difficult again in these moments, but again, if you want to contact us, you've got a decent project you want us to come and see, I'll get out on site, and maybe Joe will join me as well, and we'll come and see you working away. So it's all good. So where do you want to take it next, Gordon?
Well, you're going to have a look at some of the prizes?
Not really. I've got
No?
wait. Yeah, we're going to look at the prices. Of course, we're going to look at the prices. So if I take this one over and the hand cam.
You have a look at the prizes, Gary. I'll answer some quotes about you.
So, so he's going to check the comments. So these are some of the things that we're giving away. So don't panic. So as you look and you see the Seco lights, we've got plenty of those. We've got a whole ream of them out the back. I couldn't get them all out because it'd block the CrimpFox. So we've got the CrimpFox. I'll bring hand cam in a minute. So I've got the CrimpFox as well with its magazine. That's brand new. So that's not the one we used on the channel. You might find the stools are the ones we used on the channel by the time we send them out. Stickers. We'll tell you in a minute how you can be Social Star, which wins stickers, tins and prizes. And Social Star is normally done on our Instagram account, but we'll try and do it on Instagram and YouTube this time round. Someone's left a little bit of Tapland Springs in there. If you fancy refreshing the electrical industry with our video content, we've got the Tapland Springs. We've got a couple of medium shirts. So we've got these new shirts with our own branding on here. I don't know who Eddie Current is, but that's branded on the shirts. They're supplying us with these now. Got a couple of those to give away. There's only one drawback. In order to get one, you need to be able to get in a medium. They're all the ones I left over because I'm just in a small, so a little bit baggy on me. So I've got a couple of medium shirts. So if you want to have a couple of those, we'll do some sort of prize giving for that. Speedy 2. We've got the Speedy 2 to give away. Let's bring hand cam in to have a really good look now. Okay. So we've got the brockets. Hopefully you've checked that video out. We've got 2 sets of the brockets to give away, and we'll have another look at those in a minute. We've got the Run Putek. We've got
smaller version.
Yeah, smaller version. Yeah. This is more your domestic style one. We're giving away a really large one.
They're not 64mm brockets sitting on there.
No, they're not. Got some Hamilton speakers to give away. I think we've got a set of 2 and the amplifier, so it's not just one. So again, I'm only showing you one. We've got the Seco lights. We've got the CrimpFox, which we really like with its magazine. That's the only reason to have a magazine, to put your little ferrules in there. Okay. We've got lube. We think that's going to be an Instagram competition. So make sure you're following us on Instagram, eFIXX on Instagram, so you can win some lube. We've got loads out to give away. We've got some Ideal Industries, RJ45 crimping tool. We've got a locking off kit as well. Try and get some glare out of there. We've got the spoiler for conduit. Oh, the TLC stools, portable telescopic seats, and we've got some Philips Hue lighting that we're going to give away, along with loads of other stuff. So don't think this is the only thing we're giving away. Speedy 2's going as well. There's plenty of stuff that's going to be out the back that also will be given away.
Yeah. You mentioned the lift.
The lift? What lift?
The lift.
The lift? What lift?
Review coming out on this. Yeah.
Okay.
We looked at it a little bit last week. The WeHa lift.
What's your name?
Bond. Equipotential Bond.
Do it again. I love it.
Love that.
Hang on, let's get hand
You only live twice. This is the bit we love.
Oh, Names Bond,
Yeah.
equipotential Bond.
So we've got 10 of these to give away.
Have we?
Yeah. And someone did mention the Volt sticks. We have got the Volt stick, and they are the gear version. If you haven't seen that video, you will know what the gear version is. It's a little bit more special.
Yes.
A little bit more of a treat, but these are great. I love these.
We're giving 9 of those away, I think, aren't we?
Yeah. 8.
Yeah, and then when Joe's rang, there's 7. Okay, so we're giving some of them away this week. So we're getting to the point now, aren't we, where you're thinking, I'm going to need to know how to win these great prizes, and we're going to get to that first. And there's nothing worse than looking through your phone collection and finding images of your fellow workmates. So when I was hunting through my phone, this is what I have to look at when we're doing our conference meeting. And when I'm looking at Joe Robinson, you notice I'm really happy to be on the conference. Joe looks like he's been chewing an onion. And then there's celebrity family members. So let's put this one up here. Yes, Mr. Routledge, how can you explain that your brother is actually someone quite well known? So would you like to disclose to us who your brother is?
It's amazing news in my family. I got Dr. Spock last week, so that's
yeah, so that looked remarkably like the actor that played Alan Partridge. You got something to tell me?
Yeah, no, that was back
Mr.
in the long
Coogan.
days. I did have a Lexus one point. I had to get rid of it when he got one. He created a character, Gareth Cheeseman, someone in sales, you know the type.
Oh, I know the type. I've got somebody clearly in my mind in sales. Yeah, probably. I don't know, probably dresses up, looks like a golfer from the 90s when he's out smashing around at the weekend.
Yeah.
I've got that person clearly in my mind in sales.
That was my long-haired days. That was
Coogan. We love a bit of Coogan. So again, it's not fair just because I've got the machine down here that I only choose pictures of everybody else. So we've all got embarrassing pictures in our camera roll. And here's a terribly embarrassing picture of me enjoying time with my family. So so I'm really embarrassed about that. We're off having a lovely time together. So
I feel for them, Gary.
Yes, they're lucky to have me, I think you'll find.
There will be revenge at some
point.
There
will be revenge.
I've got a photograph in mind.
Yes, I'm sure you have.
Career into that one at some point. Yeah.
I think it's time now to sort of set in motion giving away some stuff. Do you agree, Gordon?
Yes.
So thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. We're still going to do Thursdays. Fingers crossed, as always. Well,
we're going to announce the first 3 prizes on Thursday.
On Thursday, the 3 prize winners.
So at this stage, we normally do something different. In the past, for the last 2 lockdown live feeds, we gave a prize for the first registration.
We did, but as we've got, it's semi now. We've got a semi on this time, haven't we?
Yeah, we're
semi-lockdown live feed on. Yeah.
And it was normally Craig Gifford who sat by his computer. Unfortunately, tonight he can't do that because we've changed the rules.
So with that in mind, we're going to show you in a minute. So don't go rushing and think you can do it yet because you can't. We haven't gone live with it yet. So we're going to obviously walk you through how to find where you've got to answer the questions in order to win the 3 prizes. But you might be thinking to yourself, I'm not the sort of person that wants to spend probably 30 minutes in it to do it. I'm not the sort of person who wants to spend 30 minutes in order to try and win the Crimp Fox or the Speedy 2 or 2 other prizes that will be announced on Thursday. So that's not for me. So how else can you win prizes, Gordon?
Social media. We just like people to interact with the videos. We love the questions that we get from people, the comments. Comments help us go off and find new things, new products. Areas, if you want us to look at areas where people might be struggling to understand, or areas where you might the contentious issues. We don't mind a contentious issue. We'll go off and upset somebody, normally regularly.
We also like complimentary comments as well. So please feel free. He's in there straight in there with a world of pain, and poor old Joe has to answer them all. So I'm trying to help you out here, Joe. So we like interaction. So are you subscribed to our YouTube channel? So let's just put it up so we can put that on the screen. So have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Hopefully you have. Hopefully you put the thumbs up on the video and you leave a comment and we'll react to those comments. The best comment could well win a prize, Social Star of the Day prize, which could be, I don't know, anything from We Hard Tools. We've talked about your James Bond down there, your equipotential Bond. So you could win one of those. You might win a Lasico Light. You might win something from Ideal Industries, something like that.
Ideal Industries, yeah.
But
awesome lube.
Awesome.
And some lube.
Generally, let's go back to lube. We think we're going to do the lube on Instagram. So hopefully you're following us on Instagram. We've got about 5,500 followers. We'd love you to join us over there. So we're probably going to have some sort of, tag your slipperiest friend in or something like that.
Yeah.
So sort of something on those lines in order that you can, and we've got plenty of that lube to give away.
We've got a lot of lube.
Yeah, we've got a lot of lube. Yeah, so
well, look, I see tubes of lube.
and again, we'll try not to send out one of the lube that's been used by the team at eFIXX. I would suggest we'll try and give you a fresh lube. So things like that will go out on Instagram. Instagram, we love Instagram stories. So tag us in the stories, make them funny. We've had some cracking ones over the time. We've had Crumps already. He's a big fan of doing us on the story. Surf Bay, we've got 7up Sam. They're all regulars on there, but join them. Start pitching in with your funny Instagram stories. Tag us in on some quality work that you're doing. Ask us to comment on your stuff, and we'll come back the other way. And it might mean that we're then announcing you as a prize winner, and we'll pop something in the post to you at that stage. We're at the stage now, Gordon, where obviously we're going to have to show them how to enter the main prize.
Yeah. So it's slightly different to what you did in the past. So we've released all of the videos over the last 2 weeks.
We have.
So if you're a follower and you've watched those videos already, you can crack on and get answering the questions. If you can remember some stuff, you probably have to dive back in.
Dive back in. So what we're saying is there is 10 videos from Brockett last Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and today. All of those videos are now on our website, along with 3 questions attached to each of those. So we have a look at what we expect them to do. So I'll just play this for you. Me and Gordon will talk you through it. So when you go to our website, efixx.co.uk, you're looking for the eFIXX live feed logo or the icon in the top. It's in the hamburger on a phone. You click on there. You can see some of the great prizes we've got on offer. Some of the brands we're working with at the moment are there on the left, prizes as well. Some more prizes. And our CPD, I recommend you do that CPD. That's a really good way of getting a certificate emailed to you for CPD. It's recognised CPD. Click on the competition one. And now we can see we've got another look at the prizes. God, Gordon, you've done it well. Terms and conditions. There are obviously terms and conditions with everything. So have a little read of those. And now you've just got to register yourself. Now I fake register here. So you need to put your name in, you've got to put your company in, and if you're at college, don't worry, just put the name of your college, it's not a problem. It doesn't have to be necessarily working in the industry. If you're an apprentice, full-time learner, etc., you can still enter. Then you've got to populate obviously your address, postcode, I think email, is it in there as well? Yeah. Okay, telephone number, etc. Yeah, email, telephone number.
Yeah. And that's how we can contact you if you win. It's not,
yes, there's no other reason. So I'm not putting mine in at the moment, so I'm putting a fake one in. You have to put realistic information. It won't let you move to the next page else. So I had to edit this, so I now entered all my details. So you can enter yourself as an apprentice if you want. That's not a problem. We love apprentices here. Or electrical contractor, you could be a wholesaler, etc. So we've gone for electrician. We go through to the next page. So next page shows the video. First video up's the Brockett. So if you can't remember the 3 questions there that are under it, hit play on the video before you answer them. All the answers are in the video, so you shouldn't get any wrong.
That's a top tip.
That's a top tip, yeah. Watch the video, and then we go on and we're looking at the second one now. I don't show you them all, so I've got the isolate. Oh, there's a symbol that I remember. Okay, so you've got that. You've got to, again, play the video. We're not asking you to guess the answers. We're asking you to watch the videos again in order that you can answer them. And there's 10 of those videos. So there's 30 questions only in order to go through. So you just keep going through until you get to the final set of 3, and then you submit it. Obviously, I haven't shown all of that on the actual video itself. Yeah. So there you go. So there is a video embedded to it.
Yep.
You may have seen the video already, Gordon, but like you said, top tip is just to refresh your mind on the video, answer the 3 questions. You know what the questions are. An easy screenshot on your phone, watch the video, make sure you know the answers, move back in.
Yeah, and you've got a week to do it.
A week?
A week, whole week to do it. So we'll be announcing all of the winners next week, next Thursday. A week and a bit.
A week, yeah, but next, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But we said we were going to give some prizes away
this
evening.
So if you're the first person to, if you're the first 3 people to get them right.
Well, we've gone from 1 to 3 here, Gordon.
Yeah,
First 3 people to get them all right, what, between now and next Thursday?
But no, the first between now and Thursday. Fastest people.
So if I leave this video, and it isn't live yet, so don't go yet, stay on for us 2 old people. If I leave this video, I go over to efixx.co.uk, I go onto the live feed tab, either in the hamburger, in the bar, or as an icon on the thing, and I go through, register my details, answer all 30 questions, I get them all right, Gordon,
and
I'm first.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can win something?
You can win Speedy 2.
Well, makes sense, doesn't it? If you're the speedy one, you can win Speedy 2. So the first person. What about if you come second? Because last time Craig Gifford came second, didn't he? Last time, won nothing. Are we giving anything away for second?
We have got 2 other prizes, which we'll reveal
So what if I come third?
And you get a prize for third.
Right, okay, so stop you there, because if you're watching this on catch-up, you're now throwing yourself under the settee going, well, I watched it 3 days after they launched it. Don't worry, because every single person that gets them all right will go in the hat, and there'll be another prize drawn out, and we'll announce that next Thursday.
Yeah,
and we're ending Wednesday, are we?
Yes, so you've got until next Wednesday to finish them. So yeah, someone said on here they're doing some emergency lighting testing tomorrow, 3-hour duration tests, so that's going to give them plenty of time. Well, yeah, absolutely.
And I would suggest don't panic if you're watching this an hour or two late, because it took a while for people to start getting them all right last time, didn't it? 1 or 2 little sneaky ones in there.
People got trigger happy and just try and whiz through and suggest guess them, Gary. I'm sure people would never do that in an exam.
No, I've never experienced it at all in 19 years of teaching. People guessing exams.
So, yeah.
So, again, answer them all right whenever you can. You'll go into the hat, and we will next Thursday when we go live, the competition will finish on the Wednesday, and we'll be pulling other people out. Social Star's probably easier to win. Won't take you 30 minutes to do that. Do a fantastic post on Instagram, make us laugh, leave a brilliant comment on YouTube, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, etc.
Oh, a great technical question.
For Joe.
Yeah, for Joe. Yeah.
Make sure for Joe, technical question, and then Joe will get back to him. And with that in mind, have we got any technical questions this week? Because we normally have them in live stream.
Yes, we've got technical, so we start tomorrow with them. So we've already taken comments from previous videos, sent them off to either Joe or the ECA.
ECA had the easy ones, didn't they?
Yeah, they always get the easy ones.
So they're going to be coming out, what, every day?
Every day. Okay. We've got some more videos. We've got a tool review coming out on this.
Oh, have we?
A tool review
when are we
on
doing
the
that?
eFIXX. Yeah.
Oh, well, we better wrap it up soon because we've got plenty to do then, haven't we? So, a couple of tool reviews coming out. We've got the stuff from the ECA, we've got Joe's technical questions, but we want more of your questions, more of your interaction, because you will win Social Star. You get stickers and things like that.
Stickers,
tins.
the rare eFIXX tins.
Rare
We've got some of them with your name on, printed.
Yeah, okay. But as always, we expect to be DM'd within 48 hours, don't we?
Yeah, just helps.
So if you've come over to Instagram, you've made us laugh, and we've contacted you, we've got 48 hours to get back to us, really, as we're going to have to move on to somebody else. Usually on Instagram, it doesn't take 44 seconds, does it, before someone comes back at us?
Yeah.
Especially if they've won. Okay, so I look forward to speaking to 7-Up Sam and all the rest of them this week as they're Crumps, Surf-Based Sparky, Sparky Para, it's crashing in again. And we thank you for that. So you win stuff if you enter. So all you got to do is, for the main prizes, jump over. When we stop the live stream, Gordon's going to press the button and it's going to go live. And the first 3 people to complete it will win prizes announced on Thursday. Everybody else who gets them all right will go in the prize draw that will be announced a week on Thursday. Got anything else to go at, Gordon?
No, I think that's good luck. Obviously, if you're watching this on catch up, it will be in the link in the description below. If you're watching it live, you have to wait for a while for it to get in the description below.
Like 24 hours before we can get a chunk in there. Hopefully we had no technical issues tonight, so hopefully we've eliminated some of them. We're not getting any better at it, we're just getting luckier at it, I think you'll find. Okay, so just have another quick glance over there.
Oh, there's the cupboard.
Is that not the best display cabinet in the world from Metal and Modular?
It is. We're actually going to do a review on this.
Are we?
Yeah, we're not giving it away. It's staying here for some series we've got coming up. But yeah, it's a fantastic bit of kit.
That is, isn't it? That's really nice. I like that a lot. As always, thank you very much. We look forward to your interaction across social media between all this week and up to Wednesday next week. Make us laugh, tag us in, comment below, all of the rest, and you could be winning some great prizes.